Hello everyone, this is Alex from Sign Builder Illustrated. I'm here at ISA 2024 at the EFI booth with Dan Crnarich, the Director of Field and Channel Marketing for EFI. They're here with their wonderful machines as usual. We got a lot of new technology, new printers on the horizon. Dan, thank you so much for taking the time to be here.
No problem. Thanks, Alex. Thanks for having us. Thank you for having us.
So, of course, every company comes into ISA with a goal, whether that's to display your new technology, get in front of your customers, understand where the technology is going. What are you hoping to achieve most out of this show so far?
Yeah, I think it is exactly that. So we're back at ISA. We hadn't been here as a company in a couple of years, and we're back. And we think it's interesting. All the customers we've seen so far, it seems the same. They're back.
Yep.
And the sign business is back. Right?
Yep.
There's a bunch of people looking to upgrade their business, change what they're doing, add to what they're doing, and their business is growing. And that's why we brought the equipment we have.
Exactly. And we were talking a little bit before the interview, and you were mentioning that these sign shops, some of them are getting tired of outsourcing their printing work. They want to just bring a large format, a roll-to-roll printer into the shop. What can EFI do for a sign shop in terms of really uplifting their offerings?
Well, it's exactly that. So it's the economics now make sense for them to bring the work in-house. They need it to be something they can handle with not that many staff, not by themselves. It's something they can grow with and something they can be versatile with, and that's exactly what we bring to EFI. Our equipment is unbelievably versatile. We can print on a variety of substrates, whether you're doing roll-to-roll work or rigid work or combination, and that's really where it comes is a lot of the sign shops, they have a variety of work. They need their equipment to be able to match what they're doing, not just today, but as their business grows, how it can grow with them.
Exactly.
Whether I'm using that same equipment or I'm even bringing in a second piece or a third piece, we see that across the board.
And that's a big key because your equipment these days, it's very versatile. You can basically accomplish any sort of printing job that you would ever dream of accomplishing.
Exactly.
And that's a new thing. Like you're saying, now it makes sense to bring a machine like that into your sign shop.
Well, that's exactly right. So if instead of outsourcing the work, you want to say yes to your customers across the whatever, and you don't know exactly what's coming in, so you want to be able to handle that. Whether it's I'm printing on clear material, or I'm printing on Sintra, or printing on PVC or chloroplast, all the different substrates, right? Of how they work, and then what are the applications that would put in, whether it's window clings or I'm doing something else. I wouldn't have done that before. I might have outsourced it, but now with a piece of equipment like a 16H or a 30F that we have here, you can do all of that with that same one piece of equipment.
Exactly. And so in terms of the technology that you're seeing coming down the pipeline, you're walking around the show floor, what can people expect to be able to expect out of their printers over this next half decade or so? I know we're seeing, of course, the versatility we just spoke of, but there's a lot of software upgrades happening as well.
That's right. And it comes down to being efficient with your work. How can you do a lot with a single operator? I don't need to add more people. I need to have the equipment to be smarter and do more of the work themselves. And that's what we've built in, a lot of workflow options so that it's easy for the operator, whether like on our 38s, we've got a simple thing, a screen on the front and the back. I can run it from either side. So I don't need to run around to waste time. We've got continuous board, so I can load the next job or the next one that's coming out. So that efficiency is what we need. And then sustainability across the board. So the LED, using less power, the way we manufacture our inks, all of that, we have that in mind as well. So less manpower, more sustainable efforts, and ability to just manage your business and grow with that, the work is done.
Yeah, exactly. And that's key because, as you mentioned, if your business is growing, you want to have a piece of machinery that can grow with you, a piece of technology that grows with you and doesn't hold you back and do the opposite of that, something like that.
That's right.
So in terms of the goal that you and your team have, I know that there's a lot of R&D that happens at EFI. There's a lot of constantly trying to upgrade, stay on top of the latest trends.
Yeah.
What can you tell the viewers about your R&D team and the sort of development that happens behind the scenes?
Well, I'll tell you, it's amazing. We've got 40 some odd major products. We didn't bring them all here.
Yeah.
So just for
you would need to rent the whole floor
right.
to do that.
But with that breadth and the ability to take that technology, we've taken things from very high-end technology and brought it down into something that's affordable and for a sign printer. A lot of the technology in the 16H really came from our ViewTech line.
Yep.
White ink and LED, and all that came down to the printer. Now the same thing's happening on the workflow side. We've got printers that can do 4,000 boards an hour, right? We're not going to get that here, but how do we take that technology on media handling and efficiency and bring it down to other equipment?
And I think that's your calling card. A lot of people who have EFI equipment in their shops know that they really are getting something that's on the cusp of the latest technology. And I think that's obviously something you take pride in.
100%. And it's also, but it has to work for the customer as well, because they have to be able to deliver to their customers. We understand that. And that's what we do. Our key piece of EFI is we take care of our customers because we know that they have to take care of their customers.
Exactly.
Stand behind everything we do, make sure it's right for them, really every step of the way, right from the time they purchase it or the time they actually work out in the field.
Yeah, and so say I'm a sign shop owner and I've had my finger on the purchase button for a while here, but I just can't bring myself to either commit to the loan I need to get, to commit to expanding my business that I need to get. What can you say to someone like that who deep down they know it's the right move for their business, but they're
It's a lot of money, right? It's a big investment. We understand that no matter what you're doing, it's a big investment. It's a big investment in time, not just the money, the time, the effort you put in, the choices you make. So really with EFI, we stand behind what you do here. We understand that. We'll help the customers along the way, and really make sure we do that. A lot of things that we let you do, regardless of where they are in their life cycle, we want to make sure we're with them at each way. So that's really the reason I think EFI stands out is customers know they can count on us. They can count on our equipment, and they're going to grow with it. We have so many customers that started with one piece and they're now on the third or fourth generation, or they added a second or third piece because they grew with EFI.
Exactly. And they can trust that, real customer service comes with their purchase of the equipment, being able to talk to a true technically oriented person if they're having problems.
Correct.
It's something that, is not necessarily available from every other provider.
Well, we do that, again, we also have a big partner network as well, and we do the same training and the same effort with our partners to make sure that they're delivering that same effort to their customers as well. So whether they buy EFI equipment directly from us or through one of our partners, we stand behind it.
And something you touched on earlier, just to wrap things up, is exactly what you said, is that if you're in the search for new business, you don't want to have to turn down a client if they ask you to also do their banners, to also wrap their walls, if you're not have that. So now, if you make the short-term investment for the long-term play, it's the way to go these days.
Correct, because the business is growing, the business is changing, customers are changing. They want it, now. They want it without, any complications. So, and that's going to continue.
Yeah,
that's for sure going to continue as it goes.
And it's not just a one pathway thing. There's many pathways to getting a printer in your shop, and it's very possible these days.
Exactly.
All right. Well, Dan, thank you so much for taking the time here on the show floor at ISA.
Perfect.
Really appreciate all the information.
Thanks.